All right, it's 45, Lampkin Lane, the lane, as always, ex-Amelia host. Tonight I got a special guest. He's actually family, but it's weird. I got a lot of guests coming on that are close to me, but I would have them as guests if they, weren't family. So I got Metal Wings tonight, a.k.a. Ryan Miller, a.k.a. my cousin. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself there, bruh?
Metal Wings, a.k.a. Rugged Millie, hip-hop producer, MC, ex-Miller's cousin. You already know what it is. You probably heard us do a couple tracks together if you've been following X.
Yeah.
So, that's what it is.
And before we started, Ryan just called me a second ago, and it's gonna be tough with the nicknames and stuff. You're gonna hear him probably call me Alex. I'm probably gonna call him Ryan. You might hear a different side of me tonight just because I'm so comfortable talking to my cousin, obviously. But right before we started hitting record, he was telling me he was on that ghetto phone service. What are you talking about, dog? You're on a landline or something?
No, I'm not on a landline. I switched over from AT&T. I'm not with AT&T. I'm not with Verizon. I try to get away from the big dogs because you know how that bill is, right? They're charging all types of money, dog. I had AT&T. It was like $160.
So now you
with no unlimited data. So I hear about this. My manager at work kept telling me about Cricket. He was like, "You got to check Cricket, dude. It's mad cheap." So I'm like, "All right." And then I'm also thinking, I'm done messing with the iPhone. They'll be slowing people's phones down and all this,
right?
Giving you bad. So I'm like, you know what, man? Let me go with the underdog. Let me go with the small company. So I got myself a Samsung Galaxy because they real small, right?
That's what I have, an Avant.
Yeah, right.
That's what we're talking on right now. I told Ryan he has the Prison Plus edition.
So, I'm like, $50 if I switch my number over to Cricket, right? I'm like, all right. Cricket is $80, half the price of AT&T, and I got unlimited.
Wow.
So I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm thinking I'm doing good. I'm paying half the price of my bill. I'm screwing over the big company.
Yeah.
Come to find out, right? AT&T owns Cricket.
Oh man! And how long have you been doing the Cricket thing?
Like a week.
Oh, I was gonna say, because you know damn well something's gonna pop up and you're gonna be like, oh, word, I gotta pay this shit too.
I know they say it's like a flat fee. They have that all over the place, but it's just like you think you're getting over on them, but they're always getting over on you.
It's like, word, we own that motherfucker. That's our little bitch company.
Yeah, I thought I had him, and they're laughing like, this dude thinks he's switching away from us. He's just on the ghetto plan.
Yeah, I the boss is thinking, I got a rolls with the with your little cell phone bill. So, but anyways, so you do beats and shit. I know this, but they don't. We've made some pretty good shit. I feel like it doesn't. Our music is great, but it doesn't reach the right audience because it's tough when your audience is your personal Facebook friends and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's hard to reach.
Exactly.
It's hard to reach. You're gonna reach out to little Christina from high school, be like, yo, check out this song. And when they do that and they share that, it's great, but it's hard to get people, interested that are from your school. They're like, this dude ain't nothing, Even if you've grown, they might not know that, but.
Yeah, because they're not necessarily feeling the type of stuff that you make or listen to the same type of music.
Right.
So it's hard to break through because it is so easy now. That's how when I first started making beats, my roommate P was like, dude, I'm telling you, it's so easy. Because, so when I was in college from 2000 to 2005, right?
Yeah.
Around that time is when Cameron and the Diplomats were popping off.
Yes.
Pretty strong. So we used to listen to Killer Cam and Dipset and all that, and it was like, damn, dude, these dudes are saying anything. They go into the booth with the crazy beat and say anything at all.
And wear anything.
They'll read the back of a cereal box for the rap.
Tutti Frutti, yeah, pretty much.
And it was like these dudes are reading the ingredients to Fruity Pebbles and passing it off as a rap.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God, dude, if it is this easy, we have to get in the game. So this dude next door to me and Pete showed me how to make beats, put some programs on my computer. You know what I mean? The old.
Yeah, because you was always good with.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're always good with that electronic
that
stuff.
route to start out.
Yeah.
and it's too easy, so it's hard to break through and get your stuff heard because it's like mad dudes can put out music, but it becomes a thing where people don't put the same passion in it, the same attention to it.
Yeah, like I got this song coming out now, and I don't want to press dudes because it's like I'm not dealing with little 17-year-old kids that are just freaking jerking off at home now. You know, they're really busy. They have kids and all this shit. So I can't really be like, yo, but you know, all I could do is encourage them because the people that I'm working with right now, including you, is like, man, we could really do something with this. So hopefully people just realize that. But you know, I got my dude. We're doing this song. I don't want to reveal who it is yet. It's not some big time famous rapper, but I think a lot of people would be surprised to see him back. It's been a while, so. But yeah. So we'll probably talk about. I mean, I usually do like this. I was telling you, I do like the current events. Yeah. I'm not even gonna front, dude. Total bite from Fighter and the Kid, that podcast. I just think it's a really great idea, and I think everybody should be doing it. They call it current events, and surely if I ever got like noticed or like our show got bigger, I wouldn't call that just out of respect for them. But yeah, they do the current events. I think it's a great idea. You just really cover some news and just thoughts on it, really. And so, and I also
some real journalism up in here. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we're trying to do.
Some real reporting, some real news reporting. I'm down.
Yeah, I want to do a lot of different shit, man. I want to make this thing a little comedic at times and whatever. But and that's not biting them. I've been wanting to do that for a while. The only thing I took notes from on their show was the current events thing. But as far as the music, the current not the current events, Jesus Christ. As far as music and all that stuff goes, obviously we've been doing that. And oh yeah, and then we got some some Halloween 2018 news. I know you're not a huge horror guy, but actually your favorite was Nightmare on Elm Street, right?
Oh, for sure. I'm a Freddy guy. I've been a Freddy guy. I don't know all the ins and outs, you know what I mean? I'm not claiming that's the best or, I know certain things define a genre. And
nah. Freddy is one of the best.
But Freddy was that dude.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like, a lot of the other ones, it was like, I couldn't really believe it because...
Right.
I'm kind of from like apartments or wherever, like not from the woods, and it's like Jason and stuff is like I'm never in the woods, so
right.
I'm not scared of this guy. But Freddy got you when you slept. It's like you go to sleep every night.
Yeah.
So for me, that was like, yo.
Nah, that was
catches you when you're sleeping, man. That is just grimy, like
literally catch you sleeping. Yeah, that Fred. I mean, I'm a Michael guy, obviously, but respect where it's due. Freddy's one of the best, definitely. But he's like the king in a different way. They say Michael started the whole mass slasher thing, but Freddy's different. He's like, I think they kind of call him the grandfather of horror.
Yeah, it's like Michael is like one of the early rappers, like Rakim and.
Yeah.
Freddy is like Big or Pac or something, like he just took it there.
Yeah, exactly. And your favorite rap, that's, speaking of them, is Wu-Tang, right?
Me, at this point, I'm just in general, I'll say at 1993 to like 2005. I like that era because it's when I really listened to new music and wanted to hear what was new. It's like I'm old now. I have a kid now, so it's like I'm not really caring about who's new or whatever, checking for the latest thing. It's like I like that stuff, man. That stuff speaks to me, a lot of this new stuff. I'm not a hater. I don't spend my time like hating this and that and worrying about who's doing what, but
right.
I'm on YouTube, I'm on Pandora, I'm listening to all that 90s. Nas, Jay-Z, Wu-Tang.
Dude, I was listening to this Pac interview recently, and speaking of just because we're on the Wu-Tang shit, he was going to start... This is why I hate when people, like, that they fed into the East Coast, West Coast beef, because Pac said, it's personal beef. Like, he's like, I grew up in New York, dude, and then I moved, like, I love New York. But he was talking about making a Death Row East. So, like, you know, New York, and he was like, they were asking him who he wanted to recruit, and one of the first people he said was he wanted to get Wu-Tang because he really was a big fan of them and stuff like that, and he thought they were, like, really real dudes.
Yeah, those dudes are super real, as was Pac.
So it's like
That whole
you got
situation was
Tupac.
turmoil.
Yeah, and then you look back, Pac wasn't at the level he's at now. Wu-Tang was way above him, but now Pac's sort of legendary, as is Wu-Tang. So when you look back, you're like, holy shit, Pac really knew what was up because he wanted Wu-Tang, and Wu-Tang is obviously what's up, you know?
I know, Pac was ready to take over so much, and then it's like, I don't know,
Ugh.
maybe that's why whatever got him, because it was like, that dude was too much to handle. He was ready to change the whole game.
Yes.
Ready to unite rather than divide, and then somehow it turned into the division thing. It's crazy.
You need to watch the Gene Deal interview. That's Puff's bodyguard, and he says the craziest shit about the night that, you know, the events leading up to Big dying, like the couple days leading up to that shit. It's crazy.
I know, but for me, it's like I'm so susceptible to when crazy things happen. It's like I want to know everything about it. You know what I mean? Let me look at everything. So I'll be on a YouTube rabbit hole for months.
But check this out.
One video, I have to watch them all, dude.
His shit is corroborated, though. I mean, maybe not corroborated. Maybe he watched the video and got an idea. I don't think so, though. He sounds so genuine. And he was saying there was a guy outside, you know, acting sketchy in a striped shirt. And there's a video of Biggie's death, obviously. And you can see the dude in the striped shirt in the video. It's like, holy shit, that's the guy he's probably talking about that was acting shady.
I believe it, dude. I believe it. It's not that I don't, like, I see this stuff and I'm like, yeah, damn, that shit sounds plausible.
Yeah, you'll go on a trip like me when I'm like, it's like if I get into 9/11, I'll be on that shit for 2 months. Not on the conspiracy shit, neither. Just like, I'll just watch documentaries, firefighting, 9/11 whatever it is. It just, the shit fucking amazes me. Like, it's
There's
crazy.
mad details, and it's like, people say conspiracy, there's always details to every event. And you could watch hours and hours and hours on the actual 9/11.
Yeah.
What went down, where they trained at. It's a rabbit hole, who they trained with.
Right.
How they did it, you know what I mean? All the structural of how the buildings fell. These people are going to spend their life researching that.
I've seen a lot of...
Because it could be fascinating to see all that.
Yeah, they were doing a lot of that with the Sandy Hook stuff, too, saying that it straight up didn't happen, and it's like, Jesus Christ. And they were saying, well, there's fire trucks there, but no ambulances, and it's like, I can tell you this right now. If they're fresh on the scene, or if you have an ambulance company that's not with the fire department, then it's going to take a little longer for them to get there. Fire's going to get there first, you know what I mean? And from what I was told, the fire station was kind of right next to where it happened. So you're going to get a couple engine companies first, you know, before you get ambulances. So let's say that picture was taken early. That's why there was no ambulances there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To say...
It's just like beats, dude. Anybody can make a beat now. Anybody can rap that beat, and anybody can put out a YouTube video.
Right.
Saying whatever. It's too easy. That's where it's watered down, where it's like, okay, the school got shot up. Where can I get... I want to find out what happened. That's bad. Like, where can I get information?
The wrong motherfucker's got a voice.
It's like, you don't know what to believe.
Right. Yeah, because that's the thing. You'll be watching it and you'll be like, holy shit, that makes sense. No, I don't want to fucking believe this. Like, that makes sense, damn.
And it's even the people, too. It's like, all right, you can't believe the crazy cat on YouTube who's just trying to put out any crazy theory to get clicks saying it didn't happen, or aliens did it, or G.I. Joe Cobra was in the school shooting people. It's like, you can't believe him, but seems like you can't believe this supposed legit shit anyways.
Right.
Like CNN over here running reckless, Fox News running reckless.
Because there has been conspiracies. I'm not saying there hasn't been. I mean, if you look back, there's been some shady shit. I mean, even recently they were saying that I think it was the FBI or something like that, they have access to listen to you through a Samsung TV. And that was something one of the Globes put out or something. Like a major news outlet put that out and said, yeah, we got proof they're doing that shit. So
yeah, no doubt. They've been following when what's it called? The JFK documents.
yeah, and somebody said they
had come
keep
out,
going.
and the ones that had just come out, they were talking about how they had dumb surveillance on Martin Luther King.
Yeah,
You know, all this
I wouldn't doubt it, especially back then.
Surveillance on Martin Luther King, like to the point where it was like, oh damn, like
I wouldn't doubt that.
They're stalking this dude. So it's like they've been, you know, doing all that, you know, spying, getting people's information. So there's always shady stuff.
Well, they were saying that they've solved like murders on it and shit like that from like hearing the murder go down in the rooms and shit. I heard that on Joe Rogan's podcast. He was the one that was saying that that shit was true. I mean, I never fact checked it or nothing, but he said you could go and fact check it. It definitely happened.
To do that. I mean, that's obvious. Everybody got a smartphone.
Right.
You know what I mean? It obviously knows your location. I get the phone. I'm not even opening maps or anything. It's telling me your car is parked here. Like, it knows where my car is parked at because I hooked it to Bluetooth.
But you got the Galaxy. Those don't really fucking try that hard, I thought.
That is Google, dog. They're the main ones.
I turn that shit off. I don't have, like, location on and all that shit.
Yeah, so for all the knuckleheads like me who do...
Well, it makes everything slower.
We're making it easy for them to do that. So
yeah, there's
always that stuff going down, but as far as, like, the specific incidents, I don't even get into the specific stuff like Sandy Hook or whatever because I wasn't there. I'm never really... It's like, I don't know, man. It seemed like that kid rolled up in there and shot the kids. Like,
right.
I can't be going too much further into that. You know what I mean? Like, unless it's going to be my life's work to figure out something else happened than him going up and shooting some kids. It's like, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to watch any of it.
And it's like, oh, look at these court documents. Like, no, look at these white pieces of paper with black text on them. Anybody could... I don't mess with documents. I hate that shit. Like, I don't know. I mean, anybody could doctor anything, you know? So it's stupid.
For me, the thing with the word conspiracy is, like, there's a lot of... conspiracy technically means a group of people planned and committed a crime, and that's going down frequently. But it's used more commonly as, like, I don't know how you would describe it. Like, when people don't believe the official story of some crazy event that went down.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
They'll say that's a conspiracy, but really conspiracy, like, 9/11 was conspiracy. The Boston bombing was conspiracy.
Yeah, so you think...
The Boston bombers were charged with conspiracy.
Right. Oh, okay, I know what you mean. So you're saying they're real conspiracies. The people that claim these other things are conspiracies are really, you know, deterring away from what a conspiracy actually means.
I'm saying, yeah, like, people aren't really using the word correctly, or maybe they are, like, because it means two things now. Like,
no, I get you
completely. A group of people plans to commit a crime, so, like, the Boston bombing is a conspiracy. Those two dudes were literally charged with conspiracy.
Yeah, that's such a good point.
It was not a conspiracy because there was only one dude. It wasn't a group. It was one kid who ran up in the school, so he was not charged with conspiracy where the Boston bombers were because they planned it, you know, all that stuff.
Wow.
But it also seems to me now, like, anytime there's a debate or, I don't know, it's kind of thrown around like, I don't know exactly what it means. You know what I mean?
Right.
To me, it's like, yeah, that's a conspiracy. Like, these two dudes planned to bomb. That's the crazy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, conspire to murder, you know?
Yeah, so it's like, that's going down. Conspiracies are happening frequently. Like, people are ripping us off left and right. The government sucks. A lot of big companies suck.
I think that happens a lot in Hollywood, too. In like, UFC, WWE, there's a lot of conspiracy there. Like, people get fucked a lot in those, like, on some weird shit, you know?
Like, within the organization?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. I can't
As
stand
soon as
that.
you start speaking out against the owners,
Huh?
as soon as you start speaking out against the owners, is when you start to get asked out.
Right. Yeah, and that's what happened.
You can talk shit about anybody and speak out against any of your peers, but if you talk out against the owners, that's when you're asked out.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, they don't want their spot challenged, and it's like you're obviously this little pissant on the rope, and I just think Dana White and Vince kind of like to be, they don't care. I think Vince is a smarter businessman because, dude, I love the UFC, and the half the time I don't know it's on. I mean, it just kind of creeps up. They don't promote that well, and Vince has 2 shows on a week I can watch, and UFC has like a pay-per-view every like friggin' 4 months for like $65. You know, there's one tonight I'm gonna be going to watch in Ngannou versus Stipe Miocic for the title, which is gonna be dope. But
and to me, dude, it's always been the whole package with the wrestling. Like, you know, I was a big wrestling guy growing up.
yeah, of course, you used to beat the fuck out of me with all
wrestling.
those wrestling moves, son. You used to tiger bomb me under the waterbed. That shit hurt.
All the way up through high school, we was in it, and like when I was in high school, it was Stone Cold and The Rock, you know, so it was popping off, dude. Like, it was just fun. And the thing with wrestling is they didn't take themselves too serious. That's where all these other sports, and a lot of this other stuff, like Hollywood, like they take this shit mad serious, dude. And it's like,
you can't have fun. It's not a
don't want
fantasy.
that.
Yeah, you want a fantasy if you watch WWE.
And even sports, like real sports, like I know it's a real game. I can play the sport myself. Like I know they're really trying.
Right.
But I still want those theatrics. Like I like the beef. I like the storyline.
Yes, that's why Conor
And
McGregor's
like
so good.
Exactly. And in football, you know how they try to tone down celebrations. They don't want you talking shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they try to tone people down, and like in the NBA, they try to have it clean cut. It wasn't until Iverson came in where he was like, "Look, I'm not getting rid of the cornrows, and I'm wearing my shorts down to my ankles, and that's the end of it. It's just who I am. I'm street. I'm hip hop."
If you want to win games,
embraced it and did better for it.
he was like, if you want to win games, my pants are gonna sag a little bit.
He was like, if you want to win, and also if you really want to identify with a whole nother culture and spread your brand, like you should roll with me. You shouldn't suppress me. You should celebrate people like me.
Yeah.
And they started to get it. Where football, you know, they're trying to tone them down, make them flaccid, make them complacent, not have a personality.
Yeah,
not
Ivy,
beat with anybody.
he came in and was like, "You gonna suck this successful dick?"
Exactly. He's like, look, this is what it is. And that's why he's so iconic. Whereas in wrestling, dude, it was always just so fun. It was so ridiculous. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
like when you think back for a sports fan, you think back like who should be in the Hall of Fame from athletes I've seen as a kid. It's like a couple people.
yeah,
When I think about wrestlers, like I think they all should be like out. You know what I mean?
right.
When I think of the wrestlers I saw as a kid, it's like most of the big names is just they're all so iconic because they're such characters. You know what I mean? It's so artistic.
Who'd you fuck with the most back in the day? I think you had you had some wrestling mask. I forget what it was, but
For me, I don't know. I kind of had two phases. Like when I was a kid and when I was in high school. As a kid, you know, Hulk was the big name, the biggest.
right.
But,
Everybody's
you know,
both. Yeah.
I like different guys. My favorite when I was a kid was Cactus Jack, actually.
Oh snap! Yeah, he got down.
Yeah, he used to do the hardcore thing. I love that, but
I met him a
Macho
couple
Man
times.
was crazy. I know you had the mask for him. That was crazy.
Well, I didn't meet him that time. He just shouted me out in a video. That was so weird, dude, because this guy, Dave Mosser, actually, that guy's the man. He's like really big right now. He's kind of got his name established in the Power Ranger game. He does like shoe prints for all the actors, and you know, he makes all these crazy clothes. But anyways, I did a couple masks for him. He loves Kane and Mankind. He just wanted one old school mask of each. And still to this day, that's the best damn Kane mask I've ever made, is the leather one that he has that I made. But anyways.
No, he was feeling that, so.
No. But
Yeah.
anyways, he asked me to make him a Mankind mask. And I said, dude, if you look at that thing, it just looks like a fucking it looks like a nightmare to make, especially as a mask maker. So I said, yo, I don't know if I could do that. And he said, dude, just give it your best shot. I'm not going to wear it. So if you need to make it permanent as a stand, just do it. I said, nah, homie, don't roll like that. If I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it so you can wear that shit, this and that. At least try it on once, whatever. So, and he's like, how about this? I'll give you the money. And I think if I can remember correctly, he's like, I'll give you the money. And if it doesn't work out and it's really like shitty and unusable, then I'll just have him sign, like, you can make another Kane mask or something like that, and I'll have him sign that. I think that's what the deal was. Dave was really cool about it. Like, he was like, I just want you to try, and he even paid for it and everything. And oh, yeah, and he said if you need an extra slab of leather, like, if you fuck up, I'll pay for it for you to get more. So, anyways, long story short, I made it, and it was pretty damn good. I thought it was all right, and then he said, yo, I got to show you something. He said, I'm going to be home from work. He didn't tell me what he told me he was going to meet Mick, but he didn't tell me he needed the mask for what he was about to show me. And then he showed me, of course, the video of Mick shouting me out. And then I hated it because Mick went to try the mask on, and then he was like, oh, I don't want to ruin it. And now you think back to what I just told you. It's like, no, I made it durable so it could be worn. Like, I wish you would have kept putting it on, but it was cool enough anyways. It was on his head, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So he was always my top back in the day. So that was crazy when I seen the vid. And him, you know what I mean, shouting you out. It was like, damn.
Ryan's like, I used to powerbomb this little bitch onto a waterbed. You don't know nothing about this dude.
Yeah. I used to mess with him. I used to mess with Macho Man. I would say Demolition as a tag team.
Okay, yeah.
When I was a kid, it was crazy. Legion of Doom. I like them both. I see people now on social media have all this beef, like Demolition ripped off Legion. It was like, I don't know. I was a kid. I messed with both of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see that a lot in things too. It's like, oh my god, I didn't even know that would be a thing. I just loved them both.
I know. I'll see an image or something that'll bring me back, like Demolition and SummerSlam, and I'll check the comments, and it's like, they're Legion of Doom rip off. Like, all right, stop, chill. I'm just trying to relive my childhood for a quick second on social media right quick.
Oh, it's always some clown, too. You guys don't even know the backstory. These dudes got long-standing heat, man.
I liked a lot of dudes, though. In high school, I definitely Stone Cold, The Rock. You know, that time was crazy because we used to wrestle in high school. Like, one time we stole the mats from the gym, like the extra gym. We stole a bunch of mats, brought them to an unnamed classmate's house, set him up in the backyard, and did a whole card, dude.
Oh,
10 matches. Me and my senior classmates ran through an entire card of matches, had storylines and everything, like 10 different matches in the kid's backyard.
Dude, I used to amateur wrestle, whatever, for real in high school. And like you said, we would pull the mats out before practice started and do like real WWE moves. And my man Mikey B, I'm going to his crib after this to watch the UFC. This fool's like, let me suplex you. I'm like, all right. You know, standard, you know, you do the front flip, whatever. It's mad fun, dude. It's so fun doing it and landing on the mats and shit. Yo, this man overshot the mat, so I didn't have shoes on. Both my bare feet landed, and there was like a steel chair that was like folded flat. It was folded flat on the ground. Both my feet landed on the hard floor on the chair, and it was mad, dude. I broke both my feet. I only had to wear a cast for one for some reason. And, well, this man broke both. He's so stupid, dog, for that. Like, how do you overshoot? But that's my man. But it was mad funny. I don't remember, but every time Mike brings it up, he's like, yo, it was mad funny because the coach came over and shit and was like, yo, you got to stop swearing and shit. And I was like, oh, fuck you, it hurts. Like, just cursing, being like, nah, fuck that. I used to be an asshole in high school, dude. Jesus.
Our school was crazy, though. He had mad good wrestlers. One time when I was there, this cat put someone through a table, dude. Remember? He ended up in the WWE for a second, too. Remember Jonah? He was on Tough Enough, the reality show.
Yeah, I remember that dude. Yeah, he got busted for steroids. Didn't he go to jail?
I was like a sophomore when he was a senior. And we were playing basketball or something, and everyone came running. And it was like, oh, what's up? And they're like, dude, it's WWE and they're wrestling. Jonah just put some kid through the table. And I ran in, and he was like straight through the scorers table. It was smashed. It looked like this Spanish announcer table at WrestleMania.
Yo,
I was like, damn. So I was like, so did he win? Did he lose? Like, how do you?
I remember.
You can't say he lost. He suplexed the kid through the table.
I think
but I feel like that's got to be like a DQ or like a no decision, right?
We seen him in Honey Farms. Me and my little man Putnam. Well, he ain't little no more, but at the time he was a little dude, and we were big into WWE. Putnam, you know, I think he still watches Raw from time to time and shit. And he was like, this dude came out and Putnam started trolling him. He's like, yo, you know, I think he expected us to be like, yo, let us get autographs, something like that. And Putnam was like, you weren't tough enough, were you? And I was like, yo. And Putnam used to have a stuttering problem, so it's even worse. He's just getting trolled by this tiny kid being like, you weren't tough enough, were you? It's like, yo. I was like, I'm about to be out. This dude looks like his muscles are about to explode, let alone like if he puts you in a headlock, his shit's going to pop like a water balloon.
I know, because he didn't have the self-discipline to not do that either. That was the problem.
Did he get in trouble for that? For steroids?
People?
Nah, steroids. I think he got in trouble for using something, right?
In school, or I don't know about that.
So, well, somebody said that's why he got booted from the show for real, but I don't know how true that is. I'm just speedballing, I guess, from what other people said.
It just seemed like to me like he came to school like he was like I think he just came for his senior year or something, and it was like, yo, this dude seems like he's about 27. Like this dude once tried to fight two brothers at the same time. He was gonna fight both of them. It was right in the front hallway after school. They just squared up. And everyone's like, fight him one-on-one, fight him one-on-one. And they're both like, nah, we ain't fighting one-on-one. Kidding me? This dude is like 27 years old.
I mean, look at the size of him. This is one-on-one. One of us equals this dude.
Exactly. Two of us equals one of this dude. This dude's 27 years old. He has two kids at the middle school. What are you talking about?
That motherfucker had a old English bulldog head, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he was
looked
like his dad was German and his mother was a pit bull.
There's like no coach on that wrestling team should have been surprised when he put that poor kid through the scorer's table. Like, come on, dude. What did you expect letting him on the team? You seen his birth certificate. You knew he was 28.
He let out the primal scream after, too.
Probably just looked at, because he was a New Yorker. He had that accent. Probably looked around like, what, dude, what? Put him through the table, what?
Wasn't he super Guido, too?
He was pretty, I don't know. Well, I hope he doesn't hear this.
Oh, man. Yeah, I would hate for him to...
I'm just kidding around, though. We're playing. We love you.
Nah, I would hate for him to leak water on me if he got me in a headlock.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know much about the dude. That's all I heard. When he was around, I was a kid, so...
yeah.
And I obviously...
I just know he put the kid to the table. That is one of the iconic... Like, it turned from a legitimate high school wrestling dual meet to WWE.
What kind of... Okay. All right. Now you got me wanting specifics. What kind of table was it?
It was like just... You know how they set up the scorer's table? Like the judge...
Oh.
And just like the regular table. You know what I mean? Like, you know how they are on the side or whatever?
With the numbers and shit for how many points they like...
Yeah, and then it's even just a regular table they have at the high school dual meet.
Oh my god, that's funny shit, dude.
I didn't actually see it, though. That's one of my biggest regrets about high school.
Yo, do you know, and this motherfucker, do you know Tommy C? Tom Carrick, Big Tom?
Nah.
Dude, that's a dude you didn't want to mess with. He straight friggin'... This dude kept, like... Well, Tommy C was like a street fighter, so it's like... He was a great wrestler, too, but this big-ass dude, he was wrestling and shit, and he was like 6-something, fucking 300 pounds, something fucking nuts like that. Or 2-something, you know what I mean? And the dude kept doing that, like, slap thing on the forehead.
Yeah.
And my man Tom, this is how he talked. He was like, yo, dude, you do that shit again, man, I'm gonna knock you out. and the kid's like just keeps doing it, and finally taps him he slaps him, like he does that like weird slap to the forehead, and Tom just freaking cracked him. It's like, oh jeez. Pretty sure that's on tape somewhere too. They were like filming for like the Pegasus or something like that, and then all of a sudden Tommy C just blasts this kid in the face.
Just knocks him out.
On the Natick channel, that's what the Pegasus is.
Oh my god.
That was like the channel that they used to be having like town hall meetings on and shit.
I know, Natick is sneaky grimy like that though. All he was wilding out.
They probably cut to like the Redmond logo after he smashed him and shit.
and then they had to X that out.
Yeah.
They got rid of that. What is it, a hawk now?
Oh yeah. The Red Hawks, like what the fuck, whatever it is.
They cut the Redmond logo, and I was like, no, not that either.
Yeah. Well, it was an Indian, so they were all pissed off, right?
Yeah.
Or who? Like who's they though?
I don't know.
Who's they
Some
though?
new people came into town and realized the mascot was an Indian, and they're like, nah.
That's so stupid. So you don't want Indians to be represented? I mean, I don't get that. Or is it like that Indians killed their family and they're like, nah, we don't want Indian football players. They done murdered our family.
I don't know. The thing to me is like, I see both sides. It's like, don't let it get to you, but at the same time, it's like, a lot of aspects of the people running this country and whatnot been very racist. Like,
yeah.
It hasn't been great. We don't have the best track record. There's still quotes coming out. I don't really read articles, but I just go on Twitter and see what's trending, and it's like every other day.
Oh, you mean like the H&M thing?
But there's even, you know what I mean?
I mean,
in
what do you think
areas,
about that?
In certain areas, there's people in positions of power coming saying racist stuff.
What do you think about the H&M thing?
I didn't see it too much. It seems, I don't know if it's necessarily they did it with bad intentions.
Right.
But it's pretty stupid. Like, I can't say for a fact, like...
Yeah, someone in that company.
They did it because they hate black people, but it's like, dude, you should know that ain't a good look.
Yeah.
One way or the other, you need to chill with that. Like, I don't think that's necessarily, like... I don't see why people are so more offended by that than by other stuff that is said by people in positions of power. Like, there's some, like, private school in Rhode Island. I saw an article where the head guy been the head guy for a minute. I don't know exactly his title.
Yeah.
But they came out with leaked audio of this head private school, like, straight racist.
Oh, my God.
Dropping N-words and slurs against Jewish people.
But here's the thing. What was the context, though? Because this is really controversial, and I'm not labeling all white people. I mean, obviously, you and I have white in us, whatever. But I feel like sometimes white people might, some of them and not all of them, just get really angry and they say racist things, like, because they know that's the most hurtful thing to say. Like Hulk Hogan, when he got in that whole Gawker lawsuit, or whatever, the lawsuit, Gawker leaked it or something, he called his boyfriend, his girl's boyfriend, the N-word and shit. I mean, he was just mad that the dude was banging his daughter and his daughter wasn't acting the way she was supposed, and he said, I don't think you should ever say that if you're white, I mean,
yeah.
This
dude was cool, calm, collected. He was very clear with what he was saying.
Oh, okay, yeah, then that's pretty.
He was basically like, I forget exactly what he said. I don't know. Listen to this kid. Look it up. You'll be able to find it. Some private school, big school in Rhode Island.
Right.
I
don't understand why people do that.
That's looked at as one of the top private schools. He was very clear, calm. He's like, yeah, and these fucking N-words and kikes,
Them damn brothers.
Something along that lines. N-words everywhere. So it's not good. So it's like people should be mad at this dude. Like, you should be taking your kid out of that school.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's still super racist people. And this dude's the head of that school. Like, he's grooming kids. I'm not saying he's outwardly making them be raped, but I'm sure he's sneaky on the low. Like, there's still a lot of crazy people. You know what I mean? Very racist.
Yeah. I know.
I've seen it myself, and I never been that way. So for me, it just continues to be shocking. Like, wow, people really think like that and be ramping it up. So
I know, dude, and it's like, I don't know, with all the Trump stuff, it's something I don't even want to get into now, with all the racism and all that. But anyways, yeah, I'm just reading here. There's a bunch of, dude, since I had the last episode, there's been a fucking bunch of Halloween 2018 news dropping.
I know you've been teasing that.
Well, I mean,
what's the deal? Is a movie coming out?
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
I'm not teasing nothing. They've been just.
No, you've been saying there's news. You had news though.
Yeah.
Earlier.
Well, I mean, I'm sure a lot of the real Halloween fans already know all this shit. I mean, but so they got Jamie Lee Curtis coming back. You know, she was the original Jamie Lee. She was the original Jamie Lee Curtis. She was the original Laurie Strode, rather, Michael's original target, who ended up being his sister. And then Nick Castle's coming back as Michael Myers. He was the original guy who played Michael Myers. John Carpenter's on board, executive producing. He's the one that basically created the original Halloween, or one of the guys. And he's also he did the music in the original Halloween. He's also doing the music in this one.
That's what you need to make it a classic.
Exactly.
The music is so key.
Right. And so, but the new shit, so you might not have known any of that, but a lot of the new shit, you got Will Patton. He's joining the cast. Looks like he's a sheriff. I'm about to click read more on that. I want to see what else he's been in, because... Okay, here we go. Project Runaways. Stranger Things, The War with Grandpa. Yeah, that's Sandy Patton. Oh, okay, yeah. So it says he's a native of Charleston, so that makes sense. That's where they're filming. He was in Armageddon, Silkwood, Copycat, The Postman, Shots Fired, and he's going to play a cop, and it seems like that's what he... Well, it looks like he was a general or something like that in Armageddon. But that looks good. With that, they posted no entry, employees only, and it looks like we're in a gas station or something like that. So that makes me think Michael got the original coveralls from Phelps Garage. So maybe that's... They never showed it, though. You just knew it was from Phelps Garage. You saw the truck with the dude all fucked up naked in the thing. So maybe...
So what is the deal here with this new joint, though? Is it a reboot or what? Something
okay, yeah, right. You're totally in the unknown. Okay, yeah. So, simply put, it's as if none of the sequels ever happened. Halloween happened, and that's it. 1978, and now we're moving on. And this is what...
So they're giving you like a number 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Insert, and I like stuff like that.
Me too, dude. And so... They've announced Guinea Gardner. I don't know who she's playing. Miles Robbins, Dylan Arnold, Andy Matichak, Drew Sheed. I don't know. Those are just, like I said to you earlier, those are new random. Well, some of them, Andy Matichak, a couple of them. And this kid looks familiar too. Let me see if I could pull some dust up on this motherfucker. And then they also have, they posted a shot of the chair and stuff like that. They started filming a couple weeks ago, or like last week or something like that. So it's definitely going down. Oh, Christopher Nelson's making the mask. And not only making the mask, like when someone makes a mask, they don't just make the mask. They're in charge of usually the FX, it's a team and shit like that. They do all the special effects. Yeah, so Christopher Nelson, he did Suicide Squad, and I thought he did The Walking Dead. Didn't it say he did The Walking Dead? Kill Bill Volume 2, Deadpool. I don't give a shit as long as it looks close to the original mask. I mean, if they can nail it so it looks exactly like the original mask, I'll take it. But yeah, and then lastly, the last thing to drop was... I don't know how to say this girl's name. It's like Rhian, and that's it. Ryan, I guess, maybe. And it's just spelt all weird. Ryan Reese. Yeah, it's a girl, so maybe that is how she spells it. She's playing a character.
I knew a girl with the name similar like that worked at the hotel. I couldn't say hers either.
Oh my God, give me a second on that. So
She was like, I was like, Ryan, like my name? She was like, no, Ryan. I was like, Ryan, like my name? She was like, get it.
you mean Ryan? I knew a chick like that.
I know. I was like, so Ryan? She was just shook her head. I was like, eh.
It's like, whatever then. Don't tell me your name. I'm not a psychic. But anyways. Yeah. So, oh, and then lastly, they were saying, for all the fans that are, damn, this girl's skinny as shit. For all the fans that are listening and might not have heard, they're looking for extras for like mental patients. So we're thinking that we might get some flashbacks to the mental asylum. That'd be so dope, dude. I can't wait.
Yeah, I know several people who could fill that role easy.
Well, they wanted firefighter EMTs. I was like, yo, I should have jumped on that.
For sure. Where are they filming at?
South Carolina. You know my ass can't get out there.
Nah.
I mean, I could, but I'd have to dedicate everything to it, and I wouldn't.
That would be a journey. That'd be a movie in of itself.
I think it's like 200. I think they give you like $200 a day or something like that. It's like you wouldn't even be able to. You're a stand-in, you know.
I know, what a difference. The main actors making bank. They're giving you a couple hundo.
What do we got for current events? Any good news? Have you heard of any good news? Like, let me go into Google real quick. Usually,
good news, like positive news, or just anything.
Hold on a second. There's something I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember what it was. Here we go.
Positive news is hard to come by. I know a couple little things jumping off.
I just don't like to get into the Trump stuff. It's just not interesting to me.
Nah, me neither. I'm moving so far away from Trump specifics. Like, I don't know. I think focusing too much on him is like there's other stuff to focus on.
Right.
I was peeping out the gymnastics thing. You seen that?
No, what happened?
Oh my God, dude, this is like so sad and negative. But you know what I mean? That's just the news. The USA gymnastics, like all the gymnastics girls, all the Olympic girls, the team doctor been abusing the hell out of them, molesting them.
Damn.
It's crazy. And then they had, so one of the former Olympian girls, so they had a bunch of them. So he's on trial, right? So they said this dude molested like over 100 girls.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? This dude's a straight monster, whatever. So he's on trial now. So many of the girls that he molested came to the courtroom and it was just eviscerating them. You know, reading statements, saying how much what he did ripped him up and so forth. And then one of them just had a 15-minute evisceration of this dude's soul. It was one of the more epic. It was one of the more epic videos I've ever seen in my life. Her name is Allie Raceman. I don't know how to say her last name correctly.
Yeah.
But Allie Raceman tore him up for 15 minutes, just saying everything he did. And the story is so crazy because the U.S. Olympic Committee and the U.S. Like the USA Gymnastics organization, like mad girls went to both of them and were like, "Oh, this dude is like abusing us and all this," and they weren't listening. They covered it up, all this stuff. So she goes after them as well in the speech. I highly recommend people check it out because
yeah, I saw something like that.
Dude.
I think the title was like, fearless victim, whatever, holds nothing back against.
Yeah, I see those things and I'm like, you've seen one, you've seen them all, type of thing. I'm not trying to minimize the courage it takes, but it's like, I usually keep it moving. But then I was like, Olympics, I'll check it out. And then I saw 15 minutes, and I was like, I'll give it 30 seconds. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I'm out. I ain't watching no 15-minute video. Come on now. I watched the whole thing. It was riveting.
Yeah.
I was shocked by it. I was like, damn, I just watched a 15-minute video. I haven't done that since I, first got an iPhone.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you hold one hold one hand over the other and look out the other eye. You can't look away. It's like you want to see what's going on, and even though it's deep issues, it's like, damn, this stuff is definitely like intriguing, not like on some weird shit, but like, holy shit, this stuff is, I can't believe this shit goes on. Like, And then just like basically, I look at shit like that as like documentary type stuff. Like, wow, you know, I mean, that's what she's doing. She's documenting what happened basically. So it's like,
Exactly.
if she were to
It
make a
felt
documentary
so
on
good
that,
because
it'd be
she was
pretty dope.
so good at ripping them apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she was so prepared. Everything she said, she was saying how the two committees that were overseeing it, they made it a rule. Like they enabled this dude to molest the girls because they made it a rule where it was like mandatory. You had to go see him. So if they're like, "Oh, Allie, you don't look great today. I think you need to go see the doctor," and she's like, "No, I'm fine. Like, trust me."
So it's
But
like she could be really sick and is like, I'm not going there. Fuck that.
well, she could be really sick and say she doesn't want to go, but they made it mandatory to see this guy. So she could be like, I was thrown up because I'm sick to my stomach because this dude molested them, and they like kept making the girls go back to see him, even though they were telling them like, we don't want to see this guy, like he's abusing us, he's a monster.
So that's
and they
sort
made
of
the rule like you have to see this guy.
yeah. That sort of leads into one of the next current events I was gonna talk about is I was just reading here, California torture house. Did you hear about that? The 13
Oh boy.
13 siblings allowed to eat once a day and quote on shower once a year. And if you look, have you ever seen Scary Movie? This is like fucked up, but whatever. Have you ever seen?
Yeah.
You know, Mr. the guy that had the little hand.
Yeah.
Look at the torture house and article, and look at this dude, the accused California torture parents. This motherfucker looks like that dude with the mini hand with like a wig, like a girl's wig. Like it doesn't look like real hair. That guy is so odd looking. Like he's a very bizarre looking man, and so is this woman.
I haven't seen it, dude. I'm gonna look it up right now.
I'll send you this article right now.
No, I got it. I'm good.
All right.
Oh my god.
You see him with the hair? Is that the guy? That's the guy, right? He's got like the long gray hair.
Yeah. What's the name of the character from Scary Movie?
I don't. I'll look it up right now.
Small hand, dude. Yeah. This is easy. Yes. This dude's been in several things too.
What's the guy's what's he called in Scary Movie?
I think he's called Hanson.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Hanson is a supporting character. Oh my god, this dude's been in so much though.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah. What
is this cat's name? I'm gonna look up his real name.
I don't know his real. I couldn't tell you off the top. He's one of those dudes where it's like, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. That guy's been in stuff since.
But how you gonna? Holy shit! So 12 counts of torture, 7 counts of abuse, 12 counts of false imprisonment, 6 counts of child abuse.
Yeah, what was the deal with that? Like, what's going on in your head?
I know it. 17, yeah. That is some wild shit. Started out as neglect, then became severe, persuasive child abuse. So, the captives were supposed to be homeschooled. Do you know anything? So, they weren't his kids then? They weren't their kids?
They weren't their kids? I didn't really look at it.
Yeah. Here we go. All the children were born in hospitals, but they almost never saw doctors and never visited a dentist. These individuals sleep all day and are up all night. They typically went to sleep between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. That's so weird, dude.
I know, it's so weird. That one was too weird for me, where it's like...
Man, this mother...
I see it, and I'm like, that's terrible, but I don't, you know...
That's why I'm on the fire department and not the police department, because if I had to ever go arrest this Hanson, Mr. Hans, whatever his name is, Mr. Hands, I would give him the hands. I would give him a real hand right to the fucking face, a right hand. That's why I couldn't be a cop, man. I would bury this dude, be like, oh my god. But at least, because I think one of them got out or something and, called the cops and shit. That's crazy. What else?
Crazy, right?
There was something else in here that I've been wanting to say something about, but I don't know. It's hard to gauge news from this little thing. I don't like this source. I use Damn. That's crazy. Arizona serial killer suspect linked to 9 killings in 3 weeks. Man, that's that dude's job, is to murder people.
Crazy.
He's got a 9 to 5, and it's taking lives.
I think, what do you want? Are you on Google News?
Yeah. But
I'm not sure different stuff. When I go on Google News, the first stuff is always government stuff.
yeah. It's hard to get around
The
it.
first thing for me is congressional leaders refuse to budge on shutdown's first day.
Bro, you know
Well, none of that noise.
you know what I'm looking for, that viral world star bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm on. I love that stuff, dude.
I know. I'm trying to dumb it down. I wasted too much time researching this political stuff.
Oh my god,
But,
it's
they're gonna do what they want to do anyway. So I'm
right.
trying to have fun.
It breaks up a lot of friendships and shit too. Like, oh, you like Trump? Fuck you. It's like, dude, who gives a shit? Just chill.
I know. Families, relationships, people beef over it.
Bro, it's literally all Trump. Here's one. Here's a funny one. Bro, what do you think about this fucking Tide Pod challenge?
Oh my god.
They look yummy.
It does look like candy, though.
It does look like candy.
Like, I don't know, dude. Like,
It's like, bro, how stupid are you? Don't you know that antifreeze is what actually tastes fruity and not a Tide Pod? Did you know that? Did you know that antifreeze tastes strawberry-esque? And not that I've had it.
Shouldn't be telling people that.
No. Bro, I've had patients that have downed that shit. You know what I mean?
It tastes like strawberry, so
I ask them, and every patient says it tastes like strawberries. Every patient has said that's drank that shit. Which is funny, too, because that's not really a smart choice to drink that shit. It's just going to give you a ruthless stomachache and slowly eat out your insides. Not really the best choice to... Like,
not the best choice.
Bro, ready? So, when I first got on, there was this, like, asshole who was in charge of me. And he's a punk ass dude. Hopefully I see him one day. I don't even care. But he did a lot of bad shit to me. But anyways, so we got a call, and it was some lady chugging antifreeze in a car. You know, she was trying to kill herself. And so we get there, and he's like, "All right, go ahead." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I got to go deal with this psycho. The cops weren't there yet. I go up to the window. She's like chugging the shit. I'm like, yeah. It's like one of my first calls. I'm like, hey. I'm 20 years old or something. I'm like, you might want to put that down. Please, don't kill yourself. Like, what do you say? You know, I wasn't seasoned in EMS at all. But I told her, I was like, yo, you're going to have to open the door or the cops are going to come here and bust a window. And she, like, laughed it off. Dude, it was so weird. She, like, was flabbergasted that I said that and, like, she fully believed that they would not do that. You know what I mean? And she's like, I got my door locked. I know my rights. I'm like, okay. I would say your rights are about to go out the window, but they're going to come flying into the window at you when they come and break this thing. Sure enough, cops come over, bust that shit, drag her out. She downed like a half gallon of that shit. It was brutal. But anyways, I asked her on the way. I'm like, yeah, how's that taste? And she punched me in the face, too. It was crazy.
I feel it.
Yeah, it was crazy. And the cop came back. He didn't see it. He came back and was like, what just happened? I'm like, nah, it's all good. Let's just go. I just wanted to get this lady to the fucking hospital, get her out of my hair. And then he closed the door, and she was like, you could have told them I punched you in the face. I don't care. I was like, okay. I mean, it would have just been more problems for you, you know?
And as much as it's like a good thing, save someone's life, in the moment for that person, they must be heated. You didn't let them kill themselves. Like,
yeah. Yeah, well, that's what you said, too. I'm just going to go home when I get out in 3 days and kill myself. I was like, all right. Well.
Yeah, it's tough all around. It's like.
And she was a nurse, too, man, so she wasn't like some random crazy person. I mean, everybody has problems, you know? Even people that do that shit.
Yeah, people lose it.
Ricky Martin confirms he's married. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about that.
Nigerians killed
It's been a slow start to the year, man. There's really been nothing.
Yeah, this is absolutely The funny thing is I had stuff that I wanted to say something about. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll probably have some new music coming soon and stuff. I'm about to have this man right here make me a beat. Some more beats, whatever. And then we got Vince Accardo. He was on the intro. We're going to have Vince do some beats, too. So everybody's going to... If you want to put in the work, then we'll do it, you know? Not you, but I'm saying whoever wants to. I love working with people, so. Yeah, there's really nothing in the current events. I'm looking now. It's just, I'm on page 30, and it's like nothing interesting, you know? So, you know, I got UFC coming up soon anyways. Is there anything you wanted to add, Ryan?
We got Patriots, basically. Again, football. I know you're not a huge football guy.
Yeah, not really a football guy. Well, you know what, though? I don't know. I do like watching it, but I feel like I'm bad luck. Every time I watch it, they lose, and, like,
You must never watch, though, because those cats been winning for, like, 20 years.
No, but I'm saying it was weird, dude. Like, the one loss every time, like, you know, let's say they hadn't lost in a while, I would come over, watch it at my boys, and then, like, people were starting to give me, like, the screw eye, because, you know, the football fans are, they're nuts.
Oh,
They're looking for any reason for their team to lose other than the team being just not good. They're like, well, something else happened. Now they're looking at me like, bro, you said you were the cloud. Now they just lost. What's going? You jinxed it, bro.
Is X-Miller the reason?
That's why I was like, I'm not watching this shit no more, dude. I'm gonna stick to my shit that's predetermined. So y'all can't get mad at me for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, we'll see. It should be fun. But yeah, you wanted to do a hotel story.
I was just gonna say, bro, you used to work at this hotel. I'm not gonna say where, but
you have to say where. Any story, you have to give the context, like, because that's why it was what it was.
Oh, all right. So I mean, if you want to go ahead and say where it was, because I don't know what you don't want to say about it. That's why it was like.
I know there's a lot of sensitive. These stories are going to be like the JFK thing, like stuff comes out little by little, then later, 40 years from now, we put a little more. But yeah, Springfield, Mass, downtown.
Oh my goodness.
Hotel downtown. It was wild. It was the wildest scene of my life, by far. It was like a different world.
Yeah. And we only have, I only got like 5 minutes because I got to run to this dude's house. But what? And I'm going to have you back on, bro, because I can't believe this hour just flew by like that. But what was the craziest shit you saw there?
The craziest thing?
Or what was like something that was like, yo, you were standing there and you had to walk away because it was like, I can't be a part of this shit, dude. You guys are nuts.
There was a time, well, New Year's was always crazy because on New Year's Eve, there would be a big party in the hotel. People would get rooms in the hotel. a lot of times the workers there, like, the housekeeping would just let people into the room. Like, if there was no one in that room, they would just let us run up in the room and party in the room. So New Year's was crazy. So one New Year's, I was the bar back. So there's a couple bartenders out in the lobby, and I would just, whatever they need. What do you need? You need this? I'll go back to the liquor cabinet, bring it to them, and that was my only job for the night.
Jeez.
Make sure they're good. Make sure they have the booze flowing.
Yeah.
I'll get a hefty tip. Everybody's happy. So some dude had stolen a bottle. He stole a vodka bottle and hid it in the closet because I work with the dudes who set the tables up, move the chairs, this and that. I didn't like to work with the guests too much because I'm not a people person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would be in the back, behind the scenes. So this dude stole a bottle. And at the time, I wasn't really drinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was kind of just focused on other stuff, not drinking or whatever. He stole a bottle. He tells me, like, yo, this dude's name was, I have to change the name. I was about to give his real name. Don't want to do that.
No.
Let's see. We'll call him Carlos. So Carlos had, like, a raspy voice. He was like a street dude, gang dude. He's like, yo, Ryan, man, I took a bottle. It's in the houseman closet behind the table. I was like, all right, cool. So he told everybody. So this dude's a straight gangster. So there's about 7, 8 housemen working. every single one of them, save for myself, was Puerto Rican. You know what I mean? So they were like a little clique, and I just end up working there. You know, I'm the only white dude working with them and stuff. So the night goes on, they keep going back, they're taking shots, people working there, drinking, doing other things. It's a wild scene.
It's a wild scene.
So eventually the manager approaches me and says, "Yo, Ryan, I know you took that bottle. You don't have to hide it from me. I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? Just don't lie to me." And I was like, "What? I didn't take the bottle. What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Yo, I know you took it. You don't have to lie to me. Like, you don't have to hide it from me. I'm cool. You know what I mean?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know you're cool. I wouldn't have to lie to you. I'd tell you if I took it, but I'm not taking blame for something I didn't do. I didn't take it." So he's adamant that I took it. I'm like, "Yo, why did this dude do it?" He was like, "Someone told me you took the bottle." I was like, "Who told you?" He was like, "I'm not saying." And he said, "If you know who took it, tell me who took it." I'm like, I ain't trying to rat. Like, I listen to a lot of hip-hop music, and they made it very clear. You don't snitch, you don't rat. Like, you don't do that. That's the last thing you do. So I was like, nah. I was like, I don't know who took it. I'm not even drinking. You can smell my breath. Everybody else is wet. I'm not even drinking. I'm handling my business. I didn't take it. So he's like, all right. So he walks away. So at this point, I'm standing there by myself, and then I have a decision to make. It was like a crossroads. It was like the point in the movie where it's like, okay, what is he going to do? And I'm thinking, do I confront Carlos or do I not confront Carlos? Well, on one hand, it was like, he took the bottle. He knows he took it. I know he took it. He knows I know because he told me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like, did he tell this guy that?
That's what I was wondering.
I was thinking, he wouldn't just snitch on me for no reason. That's against the code, you know what I mean?
Unless he was just some fake-ass dude.
So, you know what I mean? I may be being influenced by certain other things. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to confront him. So I go to where he's setting up a room. He's in a room by himself. I confront him by myself. I'm like, yo, Carlos, how come this dude, and we'll call this other dude, what's another Spanish name that we didn't have? We'll call this other guy Marcos. I'm like, yo, Carlos, how come Marcos came up to me talking about I took the bottle? And he's like, what? What do you mean? I was like, this dude just approached me out of nowhere and says he knows I took the bottle, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yo, I didn't tell him that, Ryan. I swear to God. I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him it was you. I didn't tell him. I didn't even talk to him. I'm like, well, he thinks I took it.
Excuse me.
So he's going through, you know, he's trying to interrogate people. Eventually he pulls us all in to this one room, like in the back, a meeting room. And he's like, we're not leaving here until whoever took it admits that they took it. So I'm standing there, you know what I mean? And before we had went up, he was like, yo, this dude, Carlos, was like, yo, I bet it was Jose. This dude, Jose. He's always trying to rat on people, snitch on people. You know, he's trying to be a manager, too. So he was always trying to rat on people. He's like, I bet it was him. I bet he told you. So we're in the room for a hot 10, 15 minutes, just standing silent. The manager's like, someone has to tell me, like, we're not leaving. We're not getting any work done. People are going to be mad. Eventually, this dude, Carlos, was like, fine, I took the bottle, all right? And the shock, just out of nowhere, he was like, fine, I took the bottle, all right? Can we just go back to work? He just snapped. And I looked at the manager, and the manager looked at this dude, Jose, and this dude, Jose, looked like he was about to cry. And he was like, the manager was like, yo, Jose, you have something to say? Because you told me it was this dude, Ryan. And he was like, he was so shook. And I was like, see, I told you. Like, told you I didn't take
Christ.
it. And everything was all good from there, right? So this is how grimy Springfield was. So everyone knew this dude Jose is a bitch. He's always ratting on people, snitching. You know what I mean? Yep. He tried to screw me over, so it was like, I can see why people don't like him. So this is while I was in college. So I was there over Christmas, New Year's break, went back for the second semester. When I come back in the summer, you know, a few months that went by, come back in the summer, I'm working at the hotel in the summer. Yeah, what's up? What's good? I work for like a week, and then I ask someone like, yo, what's up with Jose? Is he still working here? And the dude was like, who? And I said, Jose. Remember, kind of tall kid, had a little lisp, was always ratting on everyone. And he was like, I don't know who you're talking about. And I just kind of said, okay. Then I asked someone else. He's like, yo, what happened to Jose? Did he ever be manager? Just kind of joking, like, you know, because everyone used to clown on this kid because we didn't like him. So I'm trying to clown, like, was he ever the manager? He's like, I don't know who you're talking about. There's never been a Jose working here.
Oh, my.
I was like, yo. So I finally asked the third person, and they snapped on me, like, yo, stop fucking asking about Jose, dude.
Oh, my God.
It was just like, okay, then.
For people who don't know,
that name again.
Springfield is bad, dude.
Son, Springfield is that real. It was like, I get it. Like, okay, I would never. You're right. I don't remember Jose. What was I talking about?
God rest Jose's soul.
It was so grimy of a feeling. It was about to be like, you know what? I'm just a racist. I call all Puerto Ricans Jose. Because that would have been better than, like, continuing to ask them about something that may have went down. Like, I'm sorry, I just call every Puerto Rican Jose. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Jesus.
I apologize for that. So it was super grimy.
Well, I'm gonna have you. I'm gonna
I have hours of stories on the hotel.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna have you back on so we can do more. But we're gonna get out of here now. Appreciate you coming on, obviously.
Indeed.
Where can they find you at? Ryan, where can they find you at?
They can find me at metalwingsmusic.com. Find me at YouTube, Ryan Miller. Twitter, Metal Wings Music.
Word.
You know, I'm low key. I'm one of those. I'm online, but I try to be sneaky online, which defeats the whole purpose. So.
Yeah, but that's about to change. We coming up, dude. All right, man.
I know you're coming out. I'm about to have this man bring me out because I'm low key.
Hell yeah! All right, well, 45 Lampkin Lane. We're gonna get out of here. We'll see y'all next Saturday.